Hi, welcome to the Stock and Knit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 88 of the Stock and Knit Zombies. Double eights. I know a certain young man who likes multiples of 11s that will be happy that we are a double eight.
Okay, yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
You're familiar with said young man?
Yes, I am.
And I'm sure he doesn't appreciate me calling him a young man. That seems very...
like patting him on the head.
Oh, aren't you a cute young man? So what's been going on with you?
I'm trying to think of non-knitting things to talk about. I don't know. Work's been picking up the pace, and so I'm working along in that. And let's see. Yeah, summer. It's hot. It's muggy.
It's about the time of year when you and I've talked to enough people that I've told this story that for some reason I look at my watch or where a watch would be, but it's like it's about that time of year when it gets to be about 90 degrees and then one of my air conditioners quit working.
Oh, yeah.
So we have 2 air conditioning units, and last year we had one worked on, paid a great deal of money, and then now this year that same one isn't working. And it's always in time for my mom to come visit, and she doesn't deal with warmth as well as we do, the rest of us in the family. So, Yep, dealing with that. Getting people out here to work on my air conditioner. I'm sure my house isn't really enjoying all of the warm lights and whatnot, but I can't think of anything else that's been going on. Oh, I was and I can mention it in Knitstalgia, that the Women's Health Network published the article about my sister, For Good. So the online article doesn't have the really cute picture of my sister hugging a tree, but the printed one does. And yeah, I contacted, it's the July-August 2013 version, and they interviewed me. There's a stockandknitzombies.com mention. But I wanted to thank everybody for, again, their support, their continued support on that pattern. And yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have featured me if you guys hadn't have bought the pattern and I'd gotten to contribute to their cause. So it was cool. Yep, I'll link it, and you guys can go read it if you're interested.
I think it's already linked.
Right? Yep. I can put it in the show notes for those who might not be active board members.
Oh,
yes. If you're not an active board member or don't follow me on Twitter, hello. Hi, how are you? Make yourself comfortable, Maximus. Knocked over some stuff. We have a current KAL going on, the Windswept KAL.
yes, we do.
And the amazing Emily Wessel sent signed copies of the the printed version. I really like that it's more like a magazine.
Yeah.
There's not like a book. Or it is a book, but it's not like
it's
a...
very nice pages.
Yes, very nice pages. I'm trying not to show. There's a get an e-copy code in here as well. This one says enjoy the lace. And I can't remember what that one says.
Thanks so much for your support.
So that's going on this month and next, July and August. I know.
Jealous.
I know. It's pretty fantastic. Like my little printed page really doesn't do it justice. I think next up my mink is going to become a botany.
Oh my goodness.
A botany.
I haven't even thought about that mink and what it might be.
Oh, it would be a fantastic botany. You know you wanted to. I think it's stock or DK weight. How many? Can't remember how much yardage it called for, because the yardage on the mink is pretty substantial. That's the grinning gargoyle mink that we got at the Zombie Apocalypse. But anyway, fabulous prize. We've also got the Coop Knits going on, and we've got I believe we've got another prize for the Windswept KAL that's going to be making its way here, but I'm not going to like jinx it and prematurely talk about it.
Yeah,
before it gets here.
Yeah, it's got to get here, and then we will.
Showcase it. What else? We got a self-stripey KL going on. I kind of went self-stripey crazy, and now all I have to do is July, and I'm caught up.
Oh wow.
Yo. So
Wow.
yes, get your entries in before the end of July. It's a cumulative KL. So if you have knit, say in July you went crazy and knit 3 pairs of self-striping socks, or a self-striping shawl, and some booties and whatever, you can enter all 3 of those for July if you haven't entered before now. So you can only have up to 7 entries for July, but they can all be in July if you want. So just as long as you do not exceed the month number. That is how I am administering the KL. And for those of you who have heard this before, you probably are like, yes, Megan, quit talking about it. What else is going on? Coop Knits. Go out and say what sock you want a KL. We've got 2 fabulous skeins of yarn, and the book to give away. You've got Tour de Fleece going on. You're reading your pattern.
I might have to stop knitting this on camera because it's getting to where I get to take the sleeves off. Woot woot.
Woot woot. That's always a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I have been working on really fine spinning right now, and I don't know. So right now I'm on the 3rd color of 7 colors of a loop bullseye bump, and it might be my only bump I get. I know people have collections of them and they're beautiful and they do spin up very nice, but it's the price tag is staring at me every time I look at it, and I don't know, there's just so many wonderful things that I could be spinning, and so I just, cost opportunity or whatever, I'd rather put that money towards something else. And I'm glad I bought it, and I really do enjoy it. I'm just thinking, like, probably not going to pick up another one. Maybe if I see them in person, you know, loop yarn and in or it's just loop. Anyway, if I see them at a fiber festival or something, I might pick up one. But I'm not going to be trying to scope out updates.
Seems like everywhere I look, people are commenting that they spin forever.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm getting the color fatigue that people have mentioned, where, you know, you've been spinning on the same color and there's not very much variation in that color. That color's a nice solid. So, you know, kudos. I mean, that, yeah, good dyeing, good prep. I mean, excellent prep. You know, getting that really thin, however they do it, she does it. It's amazing, and I am enjoying the experience. I just think that it's probably going to be my only one. I'm not going to go out and buy 3 more because they're amazing. But don't let that deter you. I think everybody should try one. Maybe get the smaller ounces, so you're not spinning forever. And that's it.
Do you have any FOs?
I do. I have one that's as FO as you're going to see it, and then a spinning one. So I have my spinning. This is Tempted, and it's an MCN that I got from Miss Tempted herself in real life. Yo, whoa, heyo.
Have you ever
I bought it. She didn't give it to me. like make it sound like we're besties and she gave it to me. No, I bought this at her booth.
She's a completely generous face, but yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever spun an MCN before?
No, this is my first cashmere spin. I really enjoyed it a lot. And I really like this semi-solid and how it ended up, so I highly recommend this. Multiple highlights.
Okay, I'm going to touch. Cool. And she goes in for the caress. That is nice. Yeah. It feels substantial, but yet has a very nice
Yeah,
office.
I put some serious twist in my yarns, so this is gonna, it could have been more ethereal if I had put less twist in it, but
I think it's nice to have it be soft, but also have it be substantial. I don't think I've ever knit with a very tightly spun cashmere.
right.
So you made it.
Yeah.
Can't find it. Make it.
So that is that. And then this is super cute. This is something I did for my daughter. I went searching for patterns for knitted horses. And this is a felted one.
So brave with the felting.
It was Satchel and something, or something and Satchel were the names of the horses that, the name of the pattern. And forgive me, it's out in my projects page. No, maybe not. I will put it in my projects page very soon because it's now at the point where I want to photograph and get it out there. But yeah, it was a pleasure. The pieces only took a day, one evening to knit, and then I felted it, and well, you sew it together, then you felt it,
and you have a front load, right?
Yep.
And you're still able to felt.
Yeah, it did in one wash. I put it in with some towels, and I just put it up to the felting gods. I just I didn't check on it. I didn't do anything. I just put it on hot with towels, and it turned out really good.
And thus your horse became.
Yes. And then, so I'd say 3 evenings of a little bit of work, because then after it was felted, I stuffed it and sewed up the horse body, and then the next night I went in and I got the ears sewn on, and I did the cute mane and tail, which didn't take a whole lot of time, except that I wanted to separate the plies to make it look more like hair than yarn, but I think it's very cute. It was a very body realistic horse. Everybody else was looking very cartoony, So I thought this one was really cute.
Less My Little Pony and more.
Yeah. More like a real horse. And they give you instructions for a saddle. I still have to work on that, but you're just cutting pieces out of felt, and it's more sewing than knitting. So this is as done as it can be for knitting.
And did you have to creep into your daughter's room and remove it from her hands before you?
I told her that she could keep it if she wanted to sleep with it. And at first she's like, yeah, I want to keep it. And then as I'm like, okay, well, it's time for me to go. And she's like, you can show the horse off.
Oh.
So she wanted you guys to see it.
Yeah. What a good girl.
I was very, very happy with the way this turned out. I mean, it was a fairly expensive pattern for a toy pattern. It was $7, but there's a lot of detail in it. I mean, it's step by step on how to seam it up and how to felt and how to make the mane, very detailed instructions on everything. And then it comes with the little cutout, sewing pattern for a felted, a felt saddle, so that you can dress your horse up.
Dress them up. All right, I've got a FO Palooza over here, and Max is very lovingly patting it. I went monogamous on my projects so that I could feel the monogamy again. And now I have one project that I can be monogamous with. This is my Haruni, or Haroni, or Haranai, or whatever, out of Mini Made. I'll just cover you with it. It blocked out beautifully. I used my firm, not my Infinity ones, and just kind of, you can probably see, it'll probably work its way out, but just kind of wove it through the edging here, which that bind off was a big pain in the butt. It seemed like it took hours, and it probably did just take hours, because you're doing an I-cord and then knitting 3 together, and this is a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away, but knitting I-cord, knitting 3 together, and knitting an I-cord. So, and there's a bajillion things. But this is for my Camp Loopy Project 2, and they announced today what Project 3 is, which is just anything that's 800 yards. So I got some skein, because they were a very generous sponsor of our retreat. And I got it from the Loopy U, which inadvertently supports them. I guess they already sold the yarn, but I feel like I'm supporting them because I'm going to be knitting with their yarn. And yeah, very happy with this. It was satisfying knit. It was very lacy, but it didn't look like much. So that was my very prophetic social media. Was I said that shawls are like women. You can try to dampen their spirits and stretch them to their limits, and their inner beauty is revealed. So. Oh, yes. You're like,
cue the cheesy music.
Yeah. Corny. So I'm going to try to put all of my my FOs on and get really warm. These are what I'm going to call blurred lines socks. I've got the pattern and I'm sending it out to the test knitters. I got it written up, and this is out of the Twisted Limon in the Jungle something colorway that I can never remember. And I something. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Obviously, I very this I knit at the retreat, and it's a little long on my foot, so I very knowledgeably placed this one, the heel turn, a stripe earlier on this one, and made it a stripe longer after the heel turn. So the fronts look the same, but when I put it on, so lest you look at them in my project page and say, oh my goodness, she didn't realize. No, I realized. I just didn't, I wanted one of the socks to fit right. And I wasn't going to rip this puppy out and make it shorter. So they match, but they match in a different way. They're like siblings. Each one is unique, even though they look very similar. Like twins. They're kind of like twins. So yeah. And I don't know. I'm shooting for August, end of August for the pattern, and it's got my OMG heel in it, and enjoyed knitting them. Love the way they look. They just kind of mix up the stocking it in the round for me. The name of our show, Stocking a Zombie. I get kind of bored just knitting around and round, so every time a stripe happens, you do something fun and interesting, and it breaks up that. So these are not baby booties. Yeah, these are Saloma's slippers, and Miss Rista 1313 knit these for a bunch of folks at the Knitpocalypse, and I said, oh, are those seamed? And she's like, yeah, they're seamed. They're based on her great-grandmother's pattern. So I reverse engineered her pattern, and we're going to collaborate. She has the sizes, and I'll create the PDF. But I reverse engineered them to do a Judy's Magic cast on, work up, and then work this part flat. And then you just Kitchener like 6 stitches at the top. So she's got all the sizing information. I just made the mediums, but they do indeed stretch. And this is the Fiber Nymph Elemental 3.0 base, which is not a superwash. So that'll be interesting. I now have slippers that
they'll felt up as you walk on them.
Yep. And I've never.
I want to see if the medium fits.
Yep. You go for it. I swear my feet aren't stinky. I really like how the self-striping knit up. It doesn't fit you?
No, I need a large.
Is this one stretchier?
I can tell by the cast on.
The cast on's clear at the bottom.
Or I meant cast off. Okay. Yeah, I would need the next
size up. Okay.
So I have a size 9.
Yep.
And a half.
Yes, these are 7/8, I believe.
Yeah.
And then she's got a man size and a kid size. Anyway, so I'm calling these the Seamless Salomas, and this is a free pattern. My project notes are out there if you're interested in knitting it sooner than later. But we'll be putting a collaborative pattern out with that. I reverse engineered it, and she knew all of the sizing and the initial stuff. So those are my FOs. I really like this. It's really my colors. I love knitting shawls, but I don't really wear them. They get, like, if I wear them to work, they end up taken off and set somewhere, and then they're really pretty somewhere, but they're not on me. So there's that. Totally. Totes.
So I am working on my Julissa right now, and yeah, I am working on my Julissa now. So I'm in the middle of the lace section.
And she, yeah, that's your heart's desire now, right?
It is, because you'll see. I will talk about all that. So, I have it on a really small cable, so it's really hard for me to, I haven't bought extra cables for my set yet.
Oh.
So here is the start of the front here, and I get to split for sleeves very soon, but I want to read my pattern, so I might have to stop. And yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on this, and it was actually okay to take on the bus with me. It wasn't too complicated. I mean, I do have the giant charts. You can't read them because it's a 4-pay pattern. But it's yeah, they're nice, big.
That was really dramatic, Amy.
Readable. Sorry. Had to be active. I've been sitting here knitting on this and not being animated. Anyway, and then this has been lovingly crammed into this small kitchen counter crafters bag. But it fits. Yes. So
mine is, oh, look at it. Matchy. Mine's in the big sweater one.
See, I've been cramming mine in the small one.
Cram it in your cram hole, LaFleur.
I've had that in my head all week.
Did you watch Dodgeball? It was on this weekend for some reason. I don't remember why. Oh, well, we own it as well, but whenever it's on TV,
it's hard not to watch it. Yeah.
It gets cram it in your cram hole, LaFleur.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody.
Yes. Make me bleed somebody else's blood, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, blood transfusion, and then make me.
And then this is my windswept, and I did put some, with some finagling, I got it on something that allowed me to try it on. And it fits beautifully. And yeah, it's a very flattering pattern. I am enjoying it very much.
It's very becoming, one might say.
Yeah, you might say. But
I like that colorway. In the ball, it was not all that like bazinga for me, but I'm liking it knit up. There's like gray flecks. Yeah, it's driftwood. I'm not sure if it's a colorway. Windswept driftwood, isn't that apt?
Sorry. Anyway, I'm at the point where I'm knitting to the biggest part, and then I start decreasing around the bust, and I am in the round now.
In the round.
So you change right here at the, I don't know. The pattern doesn't start here, it starts here, and then it comes out and it ends here.
Ends here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just double checking, because I did everything. I was like, I think I'm good.
Yep. But I will put mine on once I get to the end of my row.
But yes, I am enjoying it very much, and I got to join in the round, and I'm like, I'm gonna work on my Julissa until its sleeves are gone, and I can say that there's a significant amount of the body, because this is not insignificant. Here, no, underarm.
Yes.
And the only other thing I worked on a little bit was my folded, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see how far I got. It's not like I'm starting the sleeves or anything. I'm still just working on the raglan, and I think it needed to go in timeout.
You might be able to see the folds better this time, though. Last time I think you were in the middle.
Well, it's such a dark colorway,
but you can see those wrinkles. Sorry to be fresh with you there.
But yeah, they're right there. I don't know. It's gonna be a beautiful garment, but it has absolutely nothing. Stockinette.
Until like one row where you do the folds.
Yes.
And then everything else is stockinette.
So it is boring me right now. And I'm sure at some point I'll want the simplicity of some easy stockinette, and I will get back to it. But that is my last active whip. Everything else, which is a shawl and some socks, has been hibernating, or not officially hibernating, but it is.
So this isn't the best trying on experience here for you, because I've got this long tunic length tank top on underneath of it. But
yeah, it's fairly thick too.
Yep. There's down to the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the smaller weight.
Yeah, it is nice, and it's restoring my faith in pashmina.
Okay. Good.
Like it feels less like,
yeah,
like I'm getting stuff off of it. It's more. That's what she said. It's more substantial. So, and it seems like it. I know. Don't. Let's just keep pretending that I didn't just say that. It just seems like it's stronger held together versus when it was more spread out at a looser gauge. It seems like it was more ephemeral. Well, hello, Chasimus. Are you interested in my yarn strings?
So every time she does that to me, that's what she said. I have to like rewind the conversation like 8 seconds. Like,
you don't have the 6-second delay or the 5-second delay?
So I'm just like, what did, oh.
Megan, stop saying things like that.
See, sometimes when it's somebody else and I anticipate it, you know, like, because I heard what they said too, but I'm listening to you and I'm like all night, and then you're like, that's what she said. I'm like, yeah, what? Reverse? Oh.
And that is my only work in progress. Yo. I'm monogamous. I'm rocking the monogamy.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt as if I may have insulted other monogamous knitters, and then I was like, I'm going to go back to my roots. I'm going to go back to monogamy and get her done. As I mentioned, Camp Loopy Project 3 is coming up. I'm going to make a great harvest moon. And I want to do that botany out of the mink, and then I've got some self striping. I've got lots of stuff that will be cast on soonly, but for now I'm working sleeves.
You know what I did do this weekend that probably sucked up a lot of my time is I organized my craft room.
Ooh.
And that's a whole lot of I don't want to say dangerous, but it's very humbling. Like, oh wow, yeah, that's the yarn for the vitamin D. I have never started, and that's the blah 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 for the blah 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 that I have never started.
I'm with you. When people were on Instagram were doing those random facts about me, somebody mentioned the number of sweater quantities they had, so I went out to my stash and I said, yardage greater than 800 and not lace, because yardage over 800 and lace, that's a garment, but that could be anything. And let's just say it hasn't gotten smaller, only gotten bigger, and I didn't mention it in my random facts because I was not proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh dear, why do I keep on buying sweater quantity? I mean, I knit sweaters, don't get me wrong, and I love the yarn and it will become something beautiful someday, but I don't know why I keep doing it. It's like an illness. It's like I love this and I want to knit a sweater out of it someday. Ka-ching! It's like hoarding. I am a sweater quantity hoarder. They have yet to bring the people out to my house, but
Oh, wouldn't that be heartbreaking with the everything out on your lawn, and they're like, you have to decide that half of this goes away, and
I would be like, no. And I understand people that at one point I was like, I understand the people that destash, right? Because it's like, oh God, am I owning my yarn stash, or is my yarn stash owning me?
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
I mean, I'm like, so anyway, anywho. Works in progress. We were going to do an impromptu review and a Knitstalgia.
Yes, I brought my Knitstalgia.
And when we were introducing the segment, we did it at the beginning. So I don't know when it will really be. We'll keep you on your toes. Knitstalgia can sometimes be a at the end or at the beginning conversation. So I have two things and I'll jump right into it because you're reading the chart.
Yes, I only had one. So.
That I was going to talk about. So. In 2011, after I had my son, I worked on this. This is you saw Amy working on it, the coral. and I did it out of Cotton, which is a Knit Picks DK weight yarn. I don't wear it a great deal because I have to wear a lower inner layer, and when I wear this I want to be cool, right? Like it's warm out, and that's why I'm wearing it. But I think if I was just writing up my Tink Tank pattern and how to seam up the sides. I think if I seamed up the armpits just a little bit, I might get away with wearing it with just my bra underneath, other than the plunging. I could fix that a little bit too with the seaming, like maybe take more stitches from the front than the back and keep it in place. It's a really long length too, and when you're warm you really don't want fingers around your midsection. I don't know. It's just, it hasn't gotten a lot of wear. Again, I'm not really fond of the yarn either. It's very pilly and it attracts other things to it. So when I wash it, it's like I spend a half an hour doing the chimp, like picking knits off of some, ew, don't say knits, sorry, that brought back memories of other things that just happened in my life. See previous episodes. Like picking things off of it, because it just constantly, no matter, like I had it cleaned off before we started podcasting, and now it's
speckled.
It's got stuff again. But it was a very cute knit. You enjoy yours out of a different yarn.
Yeah. I mean, mine has similar issues in that when I wear it, I usually for work wear something over the top of it. And I do feel like I'm constantly double checking the cleavage because I have noticed that sometimes it, you know.
Yeah, well, especially with like Cotton, this has grown quite a bit. It did not used to be this long. And then last year we were doing the Gemini KAL, and I was going to wear this tonight, and I put some leggings on, and my daughter, oh, that's so cute, I want you to knit me a dress like that, Mommy. I'm like, you have something like this, but it's not a dress. I can't wear it with leggings.
You can have this one when you're older.
Yeah. As much as it, I mean, this yarn is just Cascade Pima. As much as it pains me to say, I think I would actually wear this. Again, it's got the stretch issue. I would actually wear it if it were just a top. So I think what I might do is take the bottom off, as much as it pains me to say this, unravel it, and then maybe make Ellie a red dress out of the what you took out. What I took out. Because I just don't wear it. I don't know if it's because I don't wear dresses or because it's got the stretch across my bottom and it's very form-fitting. I just can't bring myself to wear it. It's not my style, yo. So I love it dearly. It's a very nice knit. I think I would actually wear it again if it were here, but we'll see. It's not something, generally I don't reclaim yarn because it's a nice yarn and whatever, but it's, I don't know, it's just cheap cotton, and I could buy her some and make her one out of it as well, but I might as well, we could have like a matching,
recycle it, yeah,
recycle it, because it's not getting worn the way it is.
Okay, my Knitstalgia, I forget the name of the pattern.
Rusted Root.
Rusted Root.
I love sweater nomenclature.
This is Bulletproof.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away.
So the gauge is way too tight for the yarn, so it has no drape. I don't think that the sweater is supposed to have drape. I think it's just supposed to be knit out of not cotton, mercerized cotton, not knit so tight a gauge. This was kind of a learning lesson for me.
It's beautiful, but I could see where it would feel like you were wearing armor.
So I also did not alternate skeins, and so there's this giant band in the middle of a different colorway.
Purposeful stripe.
Yes. And I noticed it and then went, well, it's going to go back to the original color. It could be, you know, a feature. And I have worn it maybe twice, 3 times. what I have decided to do is that I'm going to do a flash giveaway.
Oh.
So I'm going to put out a thread. You can enter if you would like this. It's for a 36 bust, or you can enter because you want to reclaim the yarn and knit it for a girl or whatever. I don't care what you do with this. You can hack it to bits, and I would not care. I would
It
not
won't
cry.
felt, right?
No.
Will it felt? Will it felt?
No.
Will it blend?
It's a mercerized cotton. I also have 2 balls of pristine, not washed and worn balls that I will send along with it because they match it. Again, they're not washed or worn. They're just straight out of the ball. It was like Plymouth mercerized cotton, and it's a little bit better than worsted weight.
So did you get gauge? Is that the?
Yes.
Is it supposed to be bulletproof?
Well, I got gauge. I think I used the wrong yarn. Just end of story. You know, I'm sure it was supposed to be wool or a cotton blend, not 100%. You know, something. And then I just went, oh, this is really pretty. It'll look great. And then I don't know. Just lesson learned. You know, swatches are good for this type of thing, right? You could do a swatch and be like, oh my God, I would never want to wear that as a garment.
Yeah.
But I just knit it, you know, just kept plugging away at it, and it was not, I mean, I don't know that it was my first sweater, but it certainly wasn't very many sweaters under my belt at the time that I knit this. So,
There's a bug on me. Sorry.
she
I
gets
scared
this
you.
way anytime there's a bug.
I don't like bugs on me.
You want to see her jump, just pretend that there's a bug on her.
Bug?
No, you didn't.
He's scary. If you had seen it, you would be scared too. All right, we're.
I don't have a
gonna
thing
get
about bugs.
dangerously. I'm not that scared of them. I
So-
just don't like them on.
And so since it's going to be like a flash posting, I think I'm going to close it. I'm going to put it out there as soon as possible, and I will close it a week from Sunday, this Sunday. So
It's pretty close to the end of the month.
yes, very close to the end of the month. And the person who wins will be contacted directly, and it may never get mentioned on the podcast again.
Never to be mentioned again.
So just so you know, I mean, when you enter, you might not see me announce who won. You can go back to the locked thread and find out who won.
Yep.
And if you win, you will be contacted. You won't have to watch to find out. You should still watch, but you won't have to watch to find out.
It will be less exciting. It will be like, oh, I won, but it wasn't on the show. All right, random product review.
Okay.
Or RPR.
I don't have my product with me,
Okay.
but
we went to Yarn Over last year, or this year, this past 8 months in the year, yep. And my phone, because it was like roaming and it couldn't find Wi-Fi signal and whatever, died. Like over and over, it died. Like I could go up to the room and plug it in and get it full and come back down and hang out, and died. And so the wonderful Bacon Fairy had this charging stick called a Power Rocks. And I went out to Amazon, and they've recently gone up in price. So Amy got a different one because it was a better deal for her. But I got 2 of them for like $40. But now I think that's like the price of one of them. So I don't know if they've gone up in popularity or they've got more competitors. I don't know. But it comes in a nice little bag, and it's got this stick and it's got a cord. I really like that it comes with a cord because this is always in my purse now, and I can use this to charge my phone.
Or download information or
Yep, plug it into a computer. And so this little doohickey is very nice. When you want to charge, you do the big USB end in here and charge your phone. And when you want to charge this, you put the little end in this guy and this into the charger. It also works as a flashlight. So it's always in my purse.
Does not do that.
I push the end. Mine is blue right now. It goes from blue to green to yellow to red to like completely dead. It doesn't even do anything. And my phone will regularly suck this thing down to where it won't even light up when I push it. See, yep, now it's green. And that means a certain percentage, which I don't have memorized. But
I got the double one. So it's basically got It's got more than twice the power that's in this stick, and it's got 2 of the big USB ports on top so that you can charge 2 items. So like if your tablet and your phone are dying at the same time, you can charge them both off of the one stick. It's about the size of 2.5 of these, and it's square. It's not round. But I got the blue. It's a pretty color. And its indicator lights are 4 dots, and it's in the percentages. So if all 4 are blue, you are at 100%. And if one of them starts going red, you're losing that 25%. And then if it's gone, you're down to 75%, and so forth. But what do I want to say about it? I really enjoy it. Mine just recently went dead because I have been addicted to the stupid Candy Crush saga. And that thing brightens my phone, and it also sucks the battery like nothing else. Like, I don't know what it is about that, but it turns out the process, it's not a very efficient program. Yeah. Just go with that. And so I'm addicted to it, and I love playing it, and so my phone goes dead more than I would like. Or down to, you know, very low juice.
So if there's somewhere where you know that you're not going to be near a phone, or a power outlet, this is key. So like the zombie apocalypse, I used mine every day. So I took it down. When my phone died, I plugged it in, it charged. I took this back up to the room and charged it, and then at night I charged my phone, and then I charged this, and it's just this alternating. It's an external battery, basically, and it's Power Rocks. It's a super magic stick. That's what the little logo underneath of it says. But it's very nice. I mean, if you had a phone where the battery was kind of on the fritz as well, and you were kind of hobbling along to get to your 2-year mark or whatever, this would be a solution, because it's not bad. It kind of looks like I could sing some karaoke, like I'm bulletproof. Anyway, or I could do like blurred lines, you know you want it.
Yeah, I mean, I have been using mine more than I thought that I would, because like right now it's just easier to pull out the Power Rock if I'm in transition than like plugging in the phone charger that's in the car. And I don't know, because then I can carry it with me and continue the charge when I'm on the go. And what else? I don't know. I always have a charger at work. Like, I bought one of those little cables that comes with it in the past, and I've kept it at work. But yeah, it's been really handy, and it is also very cool to be able to rescue somebody else.
Yeah, that's how I found out about it, right?
So, you know, somebody's like, "Oh, my phone is dying." You're like, "You want some juice?" It's very.
I've got my own power source that I travel with.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, and then, yeah, the only complaint I have about it is actually related to the other thing that I wanted to talk about, but we're going to run out of time. So, Llama thinks that it's plugged into, and I'm ready to go to bed when I plug it in, because it sees that it has an external power source.
Yes.
So, I have an app that we can review some other time, because I see you've got enabling over there.
I do. So my final installment, and I'm already giggling.
Saga.
My final installment of the Serenity Sock Club is here, and this is self-striping. I'm not sure how it's going to stripe. It must just be 2 different colored stripes, and then one is a multi, and one's a very lovely gray. But Jenna thought we'd have fun with the name.
I see it.
The name is Twixt My Nethers. And yes, poor Miss Kaylee.
Yes.
I just had nothing twixt her nethers in I forget what length of time. And it was, yes. Gets Captain a little flustered. Yeah, she says that. Anyway, love. It's very cute, and it came with some samples of some hand cream from another company. Oh, I think I lost them. I mean, they're in here, but I can't dig them out real quick for you. Nope. Oh, here. Okay. Made exclusively for the Happy Hands. HappyHandsStore.com. So there's white tea and ginger, and just little hands.
That's nice. It's cute. In the middle of the day, if you wanted to.
Yeah. And this is just a little thank you code. So maybe I'll be making another order from 716 Knit. Yay. Yes. Thank you. And yeah, this was fun. It was really reasonably priced, and it was just the yarn and a little bit of extras, you know, a very modest amount of extras. Like those little hand soap or cream samples and yeah, the other little things.
And that's nice. I mean, sometimes the clubs are fun where they give you a lot of extras, but you know in the end you're paying for them. Right? So did I end up paying more than I really would have for something like that? You know?
Yeah, kind of like, oh, it's a deal, so I'm going to buy more of stuff I don't need, you know? Yeah. Yep. So you're like, oh, it's a club, I'm getting value, but would I have bought that thing?
Yeah.
If it, you know, if it hadn't been a surprise.
If it had a price tag on it.
Yes, if it had a price tag on it, yeah.
Yep. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Oh, no.
So, yeah, and this is self-striping. Yay! It's very exciting. And very 716.
Sorry, I still have titanium in my head.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard that song, and then Pitch Perfect sang it. You still not seen it?
Still haven't seen it.
You haven't lived. Aka what? Excuse me? Anyway.
I did convince my husband that it should be really funny and he should see it, so maybe I'll borrow it.
My husband does not have the same appreciation that I have for Pitch Perfect. Just saying.
No, but I mean, he's like, oh, so it's a comedy? And I'm like, yes. And I was like, I'm sure it's along the same lines as Mean Girls and all those other ones that
they make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
The only thing that I listen to, Pandora drags down my battery. I listen to Pandora, and they have a Pitch Perfect channel that I tune into, and it plays Glee music, and the Glee music this week has been making me sad. Oh, because Mr. Corey. Finn. Good old Finn. And it's just odd because it's not, I don't know of a lot of artists. I guess like Amy Winehouse, and like when I hear music, there's not often that I think, oh, and they're not alive anymore, right?
Oh, like I see.
Like you see people on television stuff, you know, like you watch something as Heath Ledger or Brittany Murphy, or, you know, I mean, those are people that died really young, and, ooh, you know, you see them. But like I don't listen to a lot of music that it's like, oh, wow. They're no longer with us. Anyway, and not a real peppy note there. In memoriam of Corey.
Yeah. Corey I have certain bands that I listen to that have had losses in them, but they weren't young and sudden.
Yeah. Okay.
They were premature for sure, but not super young and sudden. So, but
let's call it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, Uvda.